Brimvale stock dropped 3% this morning. Word about Hollowgate is getting around. I wasn't surprised. In biotech, reputation traveled fast, lose one major client through poor preparation, and others started questioning your reliability. Jessica's modernization was looking more like incompetence with each passing day. Tuesday, the Kansas City Business Journal published a brief article about Hollowgate Systems selecting Driftshade Limited for their biosensor project. The $30 million contract I'd spent 8 months developing was now going to my new employer. Wednesday, Tom called with an update. Marcus fired Jessica yesterday, effective immediately. How's the team handling it? Relief, mostly. But there's talk about bringing in another outside consultant to assess department efficiency. I felt a pang of sympathy for my former colleagues. They'd survived Jessica's brief reign, but corporate restructuring was like a virus. Once it started, it was hard to stop. Tom, can I ask you something? Sure. Are you happy at Brimvale? Long pause. Not really. Why? Driftshade is expanding. They are looking for international business development specialists. Someone with your experience and language skills would be valuable. Are you serious? I start Monday. If you're interested, I can set up an interview Thursday. Patricia Holloway called with an interesting proposition. Randy, we've been thinking about expanding our pharmaceutical consulting division. We'd need someone to head it up, someone with deep industry knowledge and established relationships. That's a significant expansion. We're prepared to make significant investments. The question is whether anyone who might be interested in building something from the ground up. I thought about Beth, about her expertise in regulatory compliance, and her frustrated ambition about how Jessica had passed her over for promotion 3 times. I might know someone. Friday afternoon, I drove to Brewster's Coffee House, the same place where I'd watched Jessica's world collapse a week earlier. This time I was meeting Beth. Randy, I can't believe what you're offering. Believe it. Driftshade wants to build a pharmaceutical consulting division. You'd be the founding director, full autonomy, competitive salary, and the chance to build something significant. What about Tom? Already accepted. He starts Monday as International Business Development Manager. Beth stared at her coffee for a long moment. Marcus offered me your old position yesterday. Apartment head for client relations. Are you taking it? I was planning to. Until now, Brimvale will be fine. They'll hire someone new, rebuild what they lost, but it'll take years. And Driftshade. Driftshade is moving forward, with or without us. The question is whether we want to be part of building something new, or fixing something broken. She smiled for the first time since I'd known her. When do I start? By the end of the week, Driftshade had hired 3 former Brimvale employees. Not through poaching or recruitment, through opportunity. We weren't running from something, we were running towards something better. Jessica had taught us all a valuable lesson about the difference between managing people and leading them. Now we had the chance to put that lesson to use. 3 months later, I was sitting in a conference room at Driftshade's expanded offices, reviewing quarterly results with Patricia Holloway and the executive team. The numbers were impressive. Pharmaceutical consulting division of 200% international contracts increased by 150%. Client satisfaction scores at an all-time high. Randy, your team has exceeded every projection we made. Patricia said, the Hollowgate implementation alone has generated 5 new contract inquiries. Beth, now Director of Pharmaceutical Consulting, smiled from across the table. The regulatory approval process went smoother than anyone expected. When clients see that kind of efficiency, word spreads fast. Tom joined by video from Shanghai, where he was closing a deal with a major research hospital. The international expansion is ahead of schedule. We're looking at 3 new markets next quarter. That afternoon I received an unexpected email. Marcus Brimvale wanted to meet for coffee. We met at Brewster's Coffee House. It seemed appropriate. Marcus looked older, more tired than I remembered. Randy, I owe you an apology, he said. I made a mistake with Jessica, a big one. How's Brimvale doing? Surviving. We lost 4 major clients after the Hollowgate situation, had to lay off 15 people. Stock price still hasn't recovered. He stirred his coffee slowly. Jessica cost us more than clients. She cost us institutional knowledge, relationships that took years to build. You can rebuild maybe, but it won't be the same. He looked up. I heard about your success at Driftshade. The pharmaceutical division, the international expansion, that should have been Brimvale's growth. I didn't say anything. There wasn't much to say. Would you consider coming back? I could offer you Jessica's position, VP of Operations, full authority over client relations, business development, everything. I'm happy where I am. Marcus, double your current salary. It's not about money. He sat back in his chair. Then, what is it about? Trust. When you hire Jessica, you chose to believe that relationships don't matter. That experience can be replaced with efficiency. That was your choice. I was wrong. You were. But the damage is done. Your clients don't trust Brimvale anymore. Your employees don't trust leadership. And frankly, I don't trust you not to make the same mistake again. Marcus left without finishing his coffee. As I watched him walk away, I felt something I hadn't expected. Pity. He'd learned an expensive lesson about the value of experience and loyalty. 6 months after my termination, Driftshade Limited announced a major acquisition, the pharmaceutical consulting assets of 3 smaller biotech firms, creating the largest independent consulting practice in the Midwest. I was named Senior Vice President of Strategic Development. The announcement made the front page of the Kansas City Business Journal. The article mentioned my previous role at Brimvale, noting how my departure had preceded their recent struggles. Jessica, according to LinkedIn, had taken a position with a startup in Denver. Her profile emphasized her experience in organizational transformation and change management. There was no mention of Brimvale or what that transformation had actually accomplished. The poetic justice wasn't lost on me in trying to prove that relationships don't matter. She destroyed the relationships that kept Brimvale competitive in trying to show that experience is replaceable. She'd eliminated the experience that made them valuable. Beth and Tom thrived in their new roles. The team we'd built at Driftshade was everything Jessica claimed. Modern business should be efficient, results-driven, and profitable. The difference was that we built it on a foundation of mutual respect and shared knowledge, not corporate buzzwords and arbitrary restructuring. Last week, Casey called from college with news that made everything worthwhile. Dad, my business professor used your story as a case study about the importance of institutional knowledge and relationship management. She called it the Brimvale mistake. What did you tell her? That my dad always said the best revenge is living? Well, Helen was right, as usual, can't save everyone. You can only control what you do next. 6 months later, Brimvale's board of directors forced Marcus to step down as CEO after a series of failed client acquisitions and mounting financial losses. Jessica's startup in Denver folded within 8 months, leaving her explaining the gap in her resume to increasingly skeptical employers. The organizational transformation she championed became a cautionary tale taught in business schools across the country. Sometimes the most satisfying victories are the ones where you never have to throw a punch.